The word that bothered Ethan wasn't sent, and it wasn't failed. It was pending. Because pending sounds harmless, temporary, like nothing important is happening. But Ethan knew better now. The night before, he'd followed his transfer through banks, clearing systems, and rules designed decades ago. So when his app said pending, it didn't feel neutral anymore. It felt deliberate. Financial systems don't pause because they're slow. They pause because pausing gives them something. Time. And time in finance is never free. That's when Ethan stopped asking why his transfer hadn't finished and started asking a different question. If my transfer is still pending, what is the system doing with that time? Because once you understand who benefits from time, you understand why pending exists at all. To understand why transfers stay pending, we need to separate two ideas that most people treat as the same: solvency and liquidity. Solvency means having enough value overall. Liquidity means having cash available right now. Think of it like this. You can own a house, a car, and long-term investments, and still fail to pay rent if you don't have cash today. Banks work the same way. A bank can be solvent, rich on paper, and still fail if too much money needs to move at the same time. Pending transfers exist to protect liquidity. They slow settlement just enough to make sure everything clears together. So when money becomes final, it doesn't break the system. Once liquidity is protected, banks use another powerful tool. It's called netting. Netting means banks don't settle every transfer separately. They calculate the difference between what they owe and what they are owed. For example, if Bank A owes Bank B $10 million, and Bank B owes Bank A $9.5 million, only $500,000 actually needs to move. Without netting, the system would need far more cash, far more often. Pending time makes netting possible. It reduces liquidity demand, lowers risk, and keeps the system stable. While Ethan's transfer is pending, the money isn't frozen in time. Someone is carrying risk. Sometimes, it's the clearing system in between. This temporary exposure is called intraday credit. It exists because banks allow transfers to appear before settlement is final. If something breaks during that window, the risk doesn't disappear. It shifts. Pending time allows that risk to be managed, shared, and absorbed quietly. Without it, every transfer would demand immediate cash, and the system would become fragile. By now, Ethan understands something important. When his transfer is pending, no one is stealing his money, but the system is benefiting from time. Banks gain flexibility. Clearing systems gain stability. Risk is absorbed, spread, and quietly managed. Ethan benefits too, just not directly. He doesn't see the buffers. He doesn't see the netting. He doesn't see the risk shifting. All he sees is a green check mark and the word pending. The system works because most of it stays invisible. But when trust weakens and waiting feels unrewarded, people stop asking who benefits from time. They start asking what settles immediately. By now, Ethan understands something clearly. When a transfer is pending, the system is not confused. It is buying time. That time allows liquidity to be managed, transactions to be netted, and risk to be absorbed before settlement becomes final. Pending is not a flaw. It is a design choice, one that favors stability over speed. Most of the time this design works. Transfers settle, balances update, life moves on. But the system depends on trust in waiting. Once you see that money spends time inside systems you don't control, waiting stops feeling neutral. Ethan didn't panic, but the word pending no longer meant the same thing, because the real question is no longer how fast money moves. It's what still works when trust is tested. At this point, a reasonable question comes up. If systems are digital and artificial intelligence is everywhere, why hasn't banking become instant? The answer is simple, but uncomfortable. Banking isn't slow because computers are weak. It's slow because settlement moves risk, not data. Artificial intelligence can analyze. It can predict. It can flag problems faster than humans. But it cannot eliminate liquidity constraints or make trust unnecessary. Speed in banking isn't limited by technology. It's limited by what happens when something goes wrong. And that's where the next story begins.